Good day, everyone. I hope you're doing great. I'll tell you who is not doing so great. Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough. They're going crazy. We're going to go take a helicopter into the fever swamp and hope all their malaria mosquitoes that are making them just lose it. In fact, Mika starts making the goriest, bloodiest comments I've heard on MSNBC. I think she set a record. Probably not appropriate for normal people. But welcome to those of us in exile. We're happy here together. Exile just means we're kind of on the outs until God puts this place back together again. We're waiting on better days. The promise is still there. Some of it are Patriots' promises that we will put together this republic, that loopy, power-hungry New York and Washington, D.C. elitists like Mika and Joe will not have control over American truckers and farmers or a barely literate comic book artist like myself. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Let's watch the kids on MSNBC.
A former Trump White House attorney sounding the alarm on what Donald Trump has planned for his political opponents.
Oh, thank goodness. We finally get to hear what Trump's going to do to his opponents. I'm very interested in this. I support it, so let's go.
The former president's focus on the topic of revenge in interviews following his conviction in the New York criminal hush money case is a big red flag.
Is it, though? I mean, I think they kind of have it coming. I'm not big on revenge. Revenge is mine, says the Lord. I believe in reformation. I believe in doing back to them what they did to you solely to get them to change their mind and learn some empathy is good.
Hobbs said, quote, "I think there should be concern," adding, "From a 30,000-foot view, what I see is Trump angrier now than he was before because he is convicted now."
What? Yeah, and Trump should be angry. This is righteous indignation. This isn't hate. This is correct. For what they did to his family, going after his family, his business, his country, the lies they told, the Russia investigation. Yeah, I'd be a lot angrier than Trump. I can't believe he's kept his cool.
That Trump is just beyond angry and listening to nobody and is just obsessed on revenge.
Given how much Joe Scarborough has screamed on his own show, I've never seen Trump raise his voice like that. So angry, people get angry.
People are claiming you want retribution. People are claiming you want what has happened to you done to Democrats. Would you do that ever?
Look, what's happened to me has never happened in this country before. And it has to stop because...
Wait a minute. I want to hear that again. It has to stop.
Yeah, and how do you stop it? You don't stop it by preemptively forgiving Adolf and Stalin, okay? Talking nice to them and negotiating with them? No. You have to go give them a black eye, figuratively, okay? If they don't feel it, if Democrats don't feel it, you have to go after them. And I think you should probably have to do something so illegitimate like what they did to Trump. Like illegitimate would be to jail Jill Biden. I think you have to jail Jill Biden. And then they might learn. Jail Michelle Obama preemptively and just go, we're going to throw you in jail. Now, does everyone agree that we shouldn't be attacking political opponents?
Well, it does have to stop because we're not going to have a country.
And if you're
anymore.
elected, what does that mean? Define that.
Look, what I've gone through, nobody's ever gone through. I'm a very legitimate person. I built a great business based on what they've done. I would have every right to go after them.
Well, yeah, not just right, but privilege. I mean, you'll be president. And if I were you, I would use every legal means. That's what Biden said he would do in going after Trump. Every legal constitutional means. That basically means whatever he and the Department of Justice make up and say. You can bend any rule. You can remove limits of the law. You can invent new law on the spot. You can upcharge misdemeanors to felonies. All that's on the table. We have to do it back to them or it doesn't change.
I had probably 25 guys over the course of a couple of months say, whatever you do, don't testify, because you'll say something that's a little bit off and you will be indicted for lying, for perjury. These are evil people. These are sick, evil people.
I think you have so much to do, you don't have time to get even. you only have time to get right.
Well, revenge does take time.
Dr. Phil's trying to talk Trump down from the wall. That's just a different strategy, okay? People have different tactics, different strategies. One strategy is you go back at the Democrats with everything they did to you, which I think is the right strategy to do here, given how evil the Democrats are and how they will not stop. They will ruin the country. They will imprison me if Biden wins, okay? That's not crazy talk. It's entirely possible that they will pursue their enemies and go after Republicans when you haven't seen. Now, Republicans have to do the same back to the Democrats. Another strategy is like the Dr. Phil, oh, we're going to forgive. We're going to forgive. Oh, no, that's naive. That's Neville Chamberlain stuff. Peace in our time. We ain't doing that this time.
And sometimes revenge can be justified, Phil. I have to be honest. You know, sometimes it can.
It's not justified. It is tactical. The tactics are what justify it, not revenge in and of itself is not justified. Going after your opponent and giving them a dose of their own message. It's you take the dog, when a dog goes doo-doo on your carpet, he has to smell it. So you rub his face in it so he smells it. When he internally smells it, he stops doo-dooing on the carpet. We want the Democrats to stop taking a dump on the brand new living room carpet, and Trump's going to hold their nose to it.
Wouldn't it be terrible to throw the president's wife and the former Secretary of State? Think of it, the former Secretary of State, but the president's wife into jail. Wouldn't that be a terrible thing? But they want to do it. So, you know, it's a terrible, terrible path that they're leading us to. And it's very possible that it's going to happen to them.
It will have to happen to them before they learn. Now, when they learn and they reform and they turn around, then you no longer keep acting revenge, right? You don't take your boot off them. I mean, you keep holding them to the fire, but the goal is to restore the country's rule of law and get them to sign on to all the laws that keep you from being able to ever weaponize the government again in lawfare.
If there are those who think this is paranoia or no, he wouldn't go that far. That's crazy. That's not for this country.
Mika Brzezinski, get ready for this because she completely loses it on her weirdo bloodbath visions of Trump.
I think it's important to remind people to look at what he's already done the first time around, whether it's talking about the January 6th rioters who are in prison, saying he wants to pardon them, calling them hostages.
By the way, presidents have always pardoned people in prison, going all the way back. So guess what? You look at these guys in prison and you let them go. It might be J6. You may disagree with who the president does. I disagree with everyone that Bill Clinton ever pardoned. I disagree with anyone that Joe Biden ever pardons. I agree with pardons from Bush, from other people. So I'm only saying the argument over who they pardon, Mika's never going to be with who Trump agrees with.
Or look at actually what he's done. With the help of his Leonard Leo picks for the Supreme Court, Donald Trump takes credit for overturning Roe.
Yeah, that's one of his great accomplishments. And I think it's great. And Mika is horrified because she's just going to tell you a string of lies that she believes about Trump.
Let's think about what that is.
People said would never happen.
People said that would never happen. 50 years of rights.
50 years of rights of the unborn. Completely ignored by our courts. And we're not going far enough yet, but she's upset that Trump actually overturned it. I just want Paul Ryan to know that, because anyone who's ever claimed to be pro-life, who is no longer a Republican and can't vote for Trump, well, you're naive and you probably don't care about human life as much as most do.
Abortion health care.
Okay, and now she calls abortion health care. It's an oxymoron, but to her, it's health care. Literally, the ending of one being's health is healthcare.
Out on bathroom floors, in their homes, they're being sterilized. I know this, I would love for this to sound crazy and extreme.
You're a crazy conspiracy theorist and you're telling lies. You're insane and you're putting out fear. This is more of their fear tactics that they do on their audience. You're lying to them and you're deceiving them about Trump. No woman got sterilized. I'm trying not to laugh because I just feel so sorry for him. She actually believes this, okay? And then they're going to think they can do anything back to Trump because of that. They see him as a murderer.
It's actually
happening along with 10-year-old girls getting.
Oh dear. It's like, it gets even worse what they say. And of course they'll never mention the 10-year-old girls that Biden has. Well, okay, this is getting gross.
Having to flee
That's
states.
what Trump has already done.
That's what he's already done.
And I hope that people who think this is overkill, oh, he would never have retribution. Think about that image of a woman bleeding out instead of getting simple health care.
Geez, Mika, what a vampire. She's like obsessed. Okay. And yeah, I want Trump to get some retribution now. Now I want it because I know how loopy these Democrats are. Imagine what they would do to Trump if they believe Trump is leaving women bleeding out on the kitchen floor. They're going to probably give him the death penalty if they win.
Because of Donald Trump. He's denied that to them. And I wonder, Jeffrey, why people don't believe their eyes.
She's gaslighting you. I actually, show me with my eyes what I'm missing out on. Where's the woman bleeding on her? Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Well, Mika is a dark, bizarre soul. Joe Scarborough is a unhinged lunatic, and MSNBC is the fever swamp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to show you a glimpse into that horror show. So you come over here to the party. Come over here where the water's warm. And I don't mean because someone went in the pool. I mean, we're all in the warmth of each other's care and each other's friendship. We are happily marching to this election. These doomsayer weirdos over at MSNBC, that is a cult. They're in a weird brainwashing cult. And I'm here to help scrub your mind. Part of how I train you is we show you what they do, what they think, and what they're saying. And what percentage of that is true? 0%. And we're trying to just bring you the truth here, guys. If you ever have a disagreement with me, you tell me down in the comments below, because we're here listening right here. I'm Doug in Exile.